Hey everybody, welcome back. It is I, DJTurtleVortex, and Season 2 is finally upon us, and all of our heroes have been changed. So I wanted to capture some Mr. Fantastic gameplay and kind of go over how my perception has changed given the previous video we made and how I feel about the buffs now that I've actually played with them and I've kind of gotten a really good handle on how he interacts with some of the newer hero changes and some of the new heroes that we have in Season 2. So, before we begin, go ahead and leave a like and subscribe for more Mr. Fantastic Marvel Rivals content. I thought that his elasticity, I was scared, really, that his elasticity would be in trouble, that his inflated state would be hard to kind of control, like being able to go in and out of and deciding how you want to move forward with it. There is a reduction in its efficacy, absolutely, but it's not as bad as I thought. His distended grip still has 30 elasticity, but his elongation only has 20. So you're only losing 20 elongation, but you're gaining another 6 because you're no, not 6. Yeah, 5 plus 3 is 8. So another 6 when you melee. So the original rotation was 2 hits, 2 elongations, and your grip, and then you would reach 100. But now it's a little bit less. 2 hits would get you to 16. 2 elongations would get you to 40. You'd still, and then with your grip, you'd have 30. So 70 plus 16, you'd have 86. It's so like there's 14 remaining that's lost, but ultimately, when it comes to fighting, that's not something you like really realize that you've lost. There are moments where you're like, damn, if this was season 1.5 or before season 2, I would have survived. But at the same time, it's like, damn, now that we're in season 2, I can actually kill these people instead of worrying about getting into inflated mode. I could just win the fight and move on, right? And that's like a way better trade-off, especially in hero shooters, right? It's either you die faster or you kill faster, right? And when you play as somebody like Mr. Fantastic who can survive and control how they survive for very long, but they don't get kills very often, you kind of sit in this little middle ground where it's just very strange how like you feel like you're not contributing too much. So I do like where this change is, and I do like how you can, his inflated is dealing more damage too, right, mind you. So it's perfect for him. Like he still has the survivability. He still has his minus the HP debuff change nerf that he got. He's still very powerful. Still super strong. But let's go over into the ultimate, which I think is, I thought it was huge. I didn't really realize just how crazy it is, right? So originally you would go inflated and then you would use your ultimate. Now you could go inflated, lose your inflated, and then use your ultimate to go big. That's 2 lives as Mr. Fantastic. That's 2 chances to keep the fight going. Now I know I just said that his survivability, I was just talking about that before, but he does more damage now. He does slow now. He does so much more now. So let's say you're done surviving, like you cannot survive any longer, your ultimate's about to end after you used your inflated mode. You can just haha just get out of the area with your ultimate, right? His reflectus rubber hasn't been changed. His base HP is higher, so if you get a rocket in your team, you're going to be starting every fight with 400 HP with 150, so you're going to be having 550 HP before you even go inflated. And then when you go inflated, you'll have even more HP, or at the very least you'll survive longer with the bonus HP that you get, right? And then after that you'll also have your ultimate, which is even more HP. So it's just oh my god, Mr. Fantastic's ridiculously powerful, right? Because now you could win fights, you can survive fights, you just can't like independently go inflated and out as easily as you used to. So you need to be a bit more of a team player. And speaking of teams, I wanted to talk about who Mr. Fantastic is good with, in my opinion, who he isn't really like iffy with in terms of synergy, and who he's good against and who he's not really good against, right? I think Mr. Fantastic is really good with any main tank such as Doctor Strange, such as Magneto, but he's also really good with tanks that can really push, that can really overwhelm. Not necessarily dive, but who can, like, let me give you an example, like the Thing, like Captain America, like Hulk. If he's playing with those tanks, he is just going to be phenomenal. He's going to be powerful, right? Because he can give them shields as they go, they can give him shields as they go, and it's just like nobody's getting killed, nobody is getting hurt, and it's just a snowball, right? And these are tanks that can survive on their own, right? The Thing can get like 200 HP, he gets 50 for every punch. Captain America has his shield that ricochets. You know, Doctor Strange and Magneto have their own shields. Someone like Venom can use his E, but Venom is more of like a get in and get out kind of Vanguard, whereas Mr. Fantastic wants to actually stay because he doesn't have escape options, right? You can use your rubber, but rubber isn't really meant for that kind of thing, in my opinion, because you don't have much mobility when you're using the rubber, right? And I want to talk about some of the tanks that he kind of struggles to play with. Emma Frost is one of them because she plays in a mid to close quarter, which is good for Mr. Fantastic, but she has like survivability that's unique to herself that she cannot easily provide to Mr. Fantastic. Can you make it work? Absolutely. I'm not saying you can't. I'm not saying it's a complete counter, right? But it's going to be much more harder for you to kind of balance your E and your grip and all those kinds of things when you're going up against with Emma Frost, because she's not going to be able to move anybody else around. She can control one person with her diamond kick and her diamond grab, but it still isn't enough. Groot is one of the characters that is also hard just due to the fact that he has walls and you need to actually hit people or you need to be near allies. So the walls can get in the way. Thor is actually a really good hero. I completely forgot to mention Thor is a really good hero for Mr. Fantastic. So who is Mr. Fantastic good against and who is his counter? Going into this season, he is going to be really good against people who have more mobility options. Why? Because his his elongation, sorry guys, if you're on console, I apologize, but his elongation is phenomenal. It slows now. And the slow isn't for too long, but it's an AoE slow, right? So if Rocket is trying to dash, as long as you get your elongation on him, he won't be able to escape. If Jeff is underground, let's say for example, you used your rubber to escape his ult, and he grabbed some teammates, if you're nearby Jeff and you can use your elongation, you could keep on the pressure against him. He will not be able to get away from you. Some of the heroes that he is really good against in terms of duelists, I'd have to say any of the more static heroes, like Moon Knight, like Bucky, like Spider-Man even, or I should say Black Panther, because Spider-Man can escape Mr. Fantastic even with the slow. You just have to be careful on what map you're going up against him with, right? But characters like Black Panther, characters like Iron Fist, Mr. Fantastic is good against. But characters who can escape really easily, like Iron Man, like Star-Lord, Spider-Man to a degree, Hela, they're really tricky for Mr. Fantastic. Can he win the duel if you go inflated? Absolutely, easily. But they're characters that can escape from him. Even like because their escape abilities make them intangible, but in terms of Mr. Fantastic, Mr. Iron Man's strike, he is really far up there, and that's just a range diff. So yeah, I wouldn't say that they counter him just due to Mr. Fantastic's sheer survivability, but they are very tricky for him to go up against. I'd say his strongest counter so far in Season 2 is most likely Squirrel Girl. Her damage is insane. She will chew through any bonus HP you get. And in terms of healers, really Adam Warlock is just going to be terrible. Just with those heals, right? Not necessarily Soul Bond, but just the overall heals and, you know, characters like Cloak who can just wisp away. Escape abilities like that are really tough for Mr. Fantastic. So I hope I've been able to cover majority of what Mr. Fantastic is going into Season 2. He's extremely powerful. He's extremely strong. He's got way more survivability despite the nerfs to his health. I think it's ridiculous that people actually overlook or haven't overlooked anything like that. He has his slow, so he can catch anybody who tries to escape. He has his grip to move people around to whatever he wants to do. He has his E that's been reduced that gives shield and does damage and slows. Oh my god, this guy's ridiculous. He's too strong. And I cannot wait to show more content regarding him, more videos about him. So leave a like, subscribe, comment. I want you guys to let me know what you think about Mr. Fantastic going in. If there's anything that I might have missed, if there's any content that you want me to do, I am going to cover all types of Marvel Rivals content going forward. As you've seen, I've tried a couple of things. I'm going to try some newer things, but I'm going to stick to the heroes that I play. I play Mr. Fantastic. I play Penny Parker. I want to try Ultron in the future, but I currently play as a strategist Loki, Rocket, and yeah, that's about it. So, thank you guys for watching. Once again, leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next video.